Welcome everybody, to Parsha Power Up. This week's parshas Korach. Once again a jam-packed parsha. Of course, the main theme is machlokas, trying to avoid argument and rebels and fights between people, because that's what Korach was about. In fact, we have a mitzvah not to be like Korach. We have a mitzvah not to be like Korach, not to have. We have a mitzvah, a commandment to stay away from any argument, no matter what, and we'll be speaking a little bit about that. Anyways, let's just start off. Of course, we know the main theme of this parasha is Korach, and that's even the name of this week's parasha. And it's because Korach got up and started a big argument against Moshe Rabbeinu, and it was quite a terrible situation, led to the death of some of our greatest leaders, including Korach. Korach was a righteous man in his own right, and he also, the 12 Nasiim, even Nachshon ben Aminadav, we know Nachshon ben Aminadav, he was the first person to jump into the sea before it split. He was on Korach's team, and he also died because of this machlokas. It was just a very big machlokas, and I just think it's quite an apt. The first word of the parasha is quite an apt way to start off, because it's Vayikach, and Vayikach means and he took. Rav Dessler says that the world consists of two kinds of people, givers and takers. Giving is the source of all good, and taking is the source of all evil. And that's literally what we saw over here. It says, Vayikach Korach, and Korach took, and that's literally where it is. Korach, despite definitely he had a lot of good intentions, but the reality is he took it for himself, and when you start taking things, it's the source of all evil. As opposed to giving, that's the source of all good. There's a famous story of Howard Schultz. He's the owner of Starbucks, and he came to visit Rav Nosson Tzvi Finkel in Israel. And Rav Nosson Tzvi Finkel, he turned to him and the other businessman over there, and he said, "What was the lesson of the Holocaust?" And nobody knew what to respond. One person's like, "We should never do it again. We must never be, we must never let it happen again. We must never be the victims. Must learn how to stand up." And Nosson Finkel said, "No, you're all wrong." He says that he told them that in the Holocaust, it was freezing, and the Germans, being the evil people that they were, they gave, let's just say there were 100 people in a barracks, and an understatement, but let's just say there were 100 people in the barracks, so they gave only 50 blankets. And those people that got it, had a big test. Do they keep it for themselves, or do they share it with? Do they go to sleep and go to share it with another person? And it's quite a hard test, At the end of the day, I need this blanket for myself. I should keep it for myself, because otherwise, my life comes first. I have to watch over myself. On the other hand, somebody else needs to keep warm. And so there were some people there that kept it for themselves, and some people that shared it with others. And the interesting thing is that the next morning, those people that had kept it for themselves, they actually had frozen to death. But the people that shared it with another person, because they had their extra body warmth, they were able to stay alive. So you see that giving is the source of all good. It only gives positive things. Sort of Nosson Tzvi Finkel told these businessmen, go back and spread your blanket for other people. But we see that when you give, it spreads warmth, it spreads energy. And as opposed to when a person takes, so we're obviously not judging, but the point is that it didn't get them too far. So it's a very powerful idea to keep in our mind. Another very powerful idea over here is that Korach, he wanted a higher position because he saw in a prophecy in Ruach HaKodesh that he was destined to be great. He's destined for greatness. Of course, a person's always meant to be striving for greatness, and he saw that. And we know that prophecy actually did come right, because his descendant Shmuel became a leader. Samuel became a leader. And so the question's asked, where did he go wrong? Where did he go wrong? So we'll say 2 points of this. The first one is, the one thing is that in life you have to be patient. It's very important to be patient. You see over here the importance of patience, that Korach had seen that he was destined for greatness, but he should have been patient. He shouldn't have gone and done things that were incorrect just because he had seen something in prophecy, and something he was really desperate for. He saw in prophecy, and therefore he took incorrect steps. No, he should have waited and been patient. This is such an important idea in life that it's very important to be patient many times. We, especially in marriage even, that it could be that things are rough and you're working and feel worked up about it. But like sometimes if you just wait a week, and you don't do anything, you'll sometimes see that things just settle and you don't have to do anything. It's just patience. Slowly gets you there quicker. And many times when we're impulsive, impatient, it leads to bad things. So it's better just to be patient. And you see, with Korach, he wasn't patient. He should have just said, whenever it comes, it comes. It will be maybe in his descendant. Maybe it's not for him, but if so, he would have been in the good books of the Torah. He was such a big tzaddik. But because of the fact that he was impatient, led to him going down in history as a Rasha, as an evil person. Another just very powerful point also about patience is that, when we worked up, just wait a little bit. I remember my father very clearly. The one time we were dealing with a very stressful matter, and he was very angry about a situation, and he was about to make a decision of it. He's like, no, I'm going to sleep over this because I don't make decisions when I'm angry. So it's just very important to be patient at all times. Another so again, the question that we're dealing with now is, where did Korach go wrong? So one thing is that we're saying that he should be patient, but at the end of the day, where did he go wrong? Because we know we're meant to strive for greatness. It's very important to strive for greatness. And the answer is that you are meant to strive for greatness, but not when it comes at the expense of putting someone else down. When it comes to the extent of putting someone else down, then it shows that it's incorrect to go for it. So we also see this in the Torah, that we know that Tamar, she had relations with Yehuda, and came the point that and she was kind of inappropriate relations, but she was praised for this. On the other hand, the wife of Potiphar, she tried to have inappropriate relations with Yosef, and she wasn't praised for it. What's the difference? Why is Tamar looked as righteous and Ashes Potiphar, as the wife of Potiphar, as evil? And the answer is because Tamar, when it came time for her to admit that she was wrong, she said, you know what, I'm willing to die. I'm willing to be thrown into a furnace. As opposed to the wife of Potiphar, when things started not going her way, she started blaming Yosef and creating libels, etc. So we just, it's good to strive for greatness, but the point is the intent. Right? You need to have good intentions, go for the right reasons, and when things are not at the expense of other people. Just another very bothersome question, which leads to a good lesson, and that is that, like I was saying, is that Korach, he was a great tzaddik, and he had his reasons why he should have been the leader, and that Moshe shouldn't have. And on his team were some of the greatest leaders, including Nachshon ben Aminadab. How, in fact, if we were in that generation, we probably would have been with Korach on his team. So how is it, in general, then when you see two parties, two righteous people, how do you know who's correct? So I heard an answer once from Shagi Kalis that look at where the Das and Aviram are, because Das and Aviram were evil people and they were together on Korach's side. Usually when you're on that side, that's usually the wrong side to be on, to be with all the people that are evil. They're usually attracted to the worst side. It's a very powerful idea in the 16th chapter, sentence 7th, throughout the 7th chapter, pasuk of the parsha. It's Moshe Rabbeinu, and we'll end off with this. It says Moshe Rabbeinu, he started speaking to Korach and his entire following, and he's like, Rab lechem b'nei Levi. It's enough for you, b'nei Levi, children of Levi. You're out the tribe of Levi, it's enough. Why are you constantly trying to get higher positions? It's enough. Rab lechem. And we know that when Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to go into Israel, he davened hundreds of prayers, and Hashem at the end of it is like, Rab lecha al tosif. It's enough for you, don't continue. So the same words, it's interesting, same words that Moshe Rabbeinu had told Korach's followers, Rab lechem, so too, it's enough for you, so too Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, Rab lecha, it's enough for you. And the Medrash says that's because it's actually a punishment, because he told the followers of Korach, it's enough for you, so too Hashem said, you're not going to Israel, it's enough for you. Wow, what did he do wrong? It was enough. These people, they already had greatness, and they already just kept them pushing and fighting against the leader of Hashem. right? Hashem's leader. So, like it is, Moshe Rabbeinu was correct. It's enough. And the answer that Rav Eli Apion battles with this question. He says the reason is because look here, you can have many reasons why somebody is wrong, but never ever tell them to stop striving for greatness. And Moshe Rabbeinu, Korach, there was many reasons why he's wrong, but he was striving for greatness. Moshe Rabbeinu shouldn't have said, Rav Lachem, it's enough for you. Stop. He's trying to get more. No. Korach was trying to get more greatness. He was correct. He strived for more greatness, and he was correct to strive for greatness. So Moshe Rabbeinu was punished that when Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to get greatness by going to Israel, which really uplifts a person, Hashem said, Rav Lecha al Tosef. It's enough for you. Stop striving for more. Wishing everybody an amazing Shabbos.